So on the cover, you know, it's a black cover on purpose, because we all born, before you're born, you're in the dark. You know, you're in the womb, it's dark in there, you can hear, you can actually see silhouettes as far as what biology has taught us.
Right.
So everything looks like a shadow. This is you, that's me, that's everyone. I know it looks like a man, but you know, in today's world, you know, there's really no difference between men and women, you know, the way that it's being portrayed in the media. That's a whole nother topic that I won't get into right now. But that's you, the person coming through the light. The red, anybody want to take a guess what the red is, other than you?
What's the question?
Do you want to take a guess to see what the red in this picture?
Blood.
That's blood. The blood of the people before you, the blood that you're going to shed on your way out of the womb. Because, you know, information and knowledge is difficult to deal with. You could tell me the truth all day. If I don't want to hear it, I'm going to block it out. I don't want to hear that. You know, it's tough. It's difficult. 3 dates on here. This is what made me write the book. These 3 dates. 3 years, rather. 1921, 1965, 1968. You know, I was brought up, you know, my parents, you know, they were very, how can I say this? They were down with the Black Power movement, basically. You know, uplifting the people. It was a neighborhood. And we've all grown up. Brother Williams, I know you come up, you're a little bit older than me, so you definitely came up in that time where it was a village that raised a child. You saw somebody doing something, you could pop them upside the head, take them upstairs, they're gonna get popped upside the head again. So we kind of came up with that. And now, that's being, well, you can't do corporal punishment anymore. I think that's what it's called. You snatch a kid up. It's kind of one of the reasons why I left the Board of Education 20 years ago. Because, you know, if a kid acts out, sometimes you gotta, you know, shake them up. You know, not hit them, but you gotta, sometimes you need a snap. You gotta snap them into reality. They come into school, they hungry. We ignore that fact. Some of us ate, you know, we had good meals. We was hungry. We had a lot of sugar in our diet too. Waffles, syrup, toast, jelly, tea, cereal. The cereal was real good, actually. Very simple. Didn't need milk. Wasn't flakes. It wasn't flakes. That's one of my favorites. But okay, so that was the idea behind the cover. 1921. So being I said, you know, my parents, you know, they down with the movement, community upliftment. Prior to this, because I don't really like to start, I don't think about the slavery aspect. I got to go beyond that, where the people went through the struggle and we actually started doing things on our own, in our own community. The example that you see today is the one in Greenwood, Oklahoma, the Black Wall Street, and that concept was really birthed through the teachings of Marcus Garvey, who taught us that, okay, if we can't fit into mainstream society, we have to make our own. So we did that. We go, we make our own. We have our own banks. We have our own schools. And we're living, we're fine. So what happens? We still live in a world of white supremacy. To this day. So white supremacy, envy, jealousy, hatred. It's not a white person per se, but that's what I've seen. So they don't like it, they destroy it. You do something good, you're trying to help people. I'm bringing up real life examples. You know, like Primerica, company that try to help people get their finances together. Okay, you sit down in my living room, you tell me, you know, you spend $100 on cheese, right? You're lactose intolerant, but you eat the cheese anyway. Can't you use that money to buy something healthy and spend less money doing it? Because like you said, the food is fake, a lot of it. I don't know if you saw a video that's floating around on YouTube. They had a hamburger that's sitting out for a month and it didn't go bad. I don't know about you. 5 years, some type of experience.
They have one now with they're injecting chicken with some kind of something to make it arson to make it plumper.
That's the other thing. You know, we doping up the cows. When I was growing up, you know, we had good size on us. Very good size. The kids of today are kind of obese. And you put hormones in everything. So that's the reason behind the cover for 1921. 1965, we did a moment of silence earlier. You know, that was 50 years ago. Malcolm X, assassinated. Very powerful brother. We did the moment of silence, you know, I felt that. You know, that actually moved me. And that he, you know, he was here. He was here for a purpose. It was short-lived. I mean, he didn't reach 40 years old. He said a lot in a little bit of time. And he turned his life around. Because he almost got caught up in the traps that's laying for you. 1968. Pivotal. There was a time before Malcolm X was assassinated and before King was assassinated, they actually got together and planned a way to get people, all people, but specifically black people. They were trying to get us on point mentally for the changes that were ahead, because the oppression is 24/7, 365. It doesn't stop. So in order to combat that, we gotta have a plan. Financial plan, educational plan. And I'm gonna tell you something about, I'm gonna go backwards for a second. Marcus Garvey had millions of followers, no internet. Nobody talks about that. And everybody wants to have all these followers online. But what does that do? What does that mean? He got people, he got millions of dollars coming in. He's putting out books. You know, he's not online. He's not making a movie. He's not even doing a workshop. This right here is informational, educational. There's a lot going on. He's writing books. They're in vehicles, riding low, basically, because you can't be out and about. This is the 20s. They could, you know, we're getting legally killed now, but back then, you know, they had license to come and hunt you down. Like, where you going with the information? Where you going? You got books? I'm not taking your books up this line. Take your books, go read your book, kill you, and then give out the information to the people that they were living in. That would make them destroy this type of community that was already thriving. So back, they got together, they had a plan. Malcolm gets assassinated. Moles in the organization, government moles. 3 years later, you know, King was nonviolent. So, let me not say that. We were taught that he was nonviolent. The media portrayed him as one thing. You know, come to find out, you know, in some of King's other speeches that don't hit the radio, he actually was moving in a revolutionary manner. Start talking about economics. You start talking about economics and shutting down cities. All right, you know what? We're not going to ride the buses anymore.
Yep.
Okay? I don't know about you. I'm trying to translate it to today. 2 million people, on average, ride the subways. They make billions of dollars. You can't do that today. You can't shut down the subway. Because we all got an excuse why we need to be somewhere. And it's kind of true, because we live in a capitalist society. So we lived in a capitalist society back then too. So how did they shut down the buses? I don't know. I guess we're going to try and find out. 1968. Right before that, King was doing his speeches. Wars, he was protesting everything. Speaking out, his feelings were hurt. Because he was going to the White House. He was having these meetings. He was talking to the president. I don't know about you, I don't know the president. And we got a black one. And he don't know me, and he doesn't identify with black. You know, he's not black, he's a human. He's, biracial, whatever you want to call him. But he can't say that he's black, because that's not part of the game. King was around the president, and they were still getting beat up. Water holes, people still being water holes, being bit by dogs, all of these things. And he figured it out. It doesn't matter what I do, we're going to keep getting oppressed. Once he figured that out, he started speaking out. We shouldn't be in Vietnam. Black people need to get together. It's not racism. Black and white can get along. However, we need to take care of ourselves first. He started talking that, and they said, we gotta kill this brother. The family sued too. The family sued and they won a lawsuit against the government because they found out that the FBI was monitoring him and was critical in his assassination. And that's a fact. So on the Martin Luther King website, they got the whole transcript. You can read everything.
90% of the government was responsible for it. The government was 90% responsible for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was proven in a court of law that nobody saw, that didn't get on TV.